Good morning, student. Today we are going to start from the book Flamingo, your textbook of class 12th, a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is Last Lesson. Before starting with the chapter Last Lesson, let's know about the author. About the author, birth date. Author was born on May 13, 1840. He was born in Nice, France, died on December 16, 1897. He was famous as novelist, short story writer, playwright, poet, and his name is Alfonso Dot. He has written many books, A Letter from My Windmill, for which he had become famous, and he has won many prizes for it. Now let's see about the chapter. What is the chapter about? Before that, let's come to know the mind map. Through mind map, it will be clear to you about the chapter. What is the chapter is dealing with. Now, if we see, we can see addressing at school, which demanded full attention, broke news about the last lesson of French. German will be taught instead of French in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. France, the character narrator feeling sorry for the ignoring French lesson and not learning his own language. An announcement about Mr. M. Hamel leaving school. France feeling sorry and pain for M. Hamel. Parents ignoring their child's studies and not being serious about it. Instead of studying, they would prefer their children to work in field and farm. Now, if we see the school, what happened that day on the school, generally in normal time, there used to be a great hustle and bustle which could be heard in the street. Opening and closing of desks and benches, lesson repeated in unison by student and the teacher's ruler rapping on the table. But that day, we are going to talk about the particular day when this story or an incident had taken place. That day, school was still and quiet. Day was just like a Sunday morning. It was very calm, quiet. The students were at their place, but the opening and closing of desks could not be heard. Children were not repeating their lesson in unison. The teacher's ruler rapping on the table could not be heard that day. Now, when we talk about the character is Mr. M. Hamel, a French teacher, and little Franz, a French student about whom we are going to tell the story, who is narrating it, about the importance of the bulletin board, what role the bulletin board is going to play or is playing in the life of the people of Alsace and Lorraine, about the town hall where the bulletin board was there, about the student attention in the class that day when the news was broke out about German occupying the France, and then German would be taught instead of French in the school of France. So what was the condition of the school that day? How the students were behaving that day? Everything you will come to know about the villagers, what the villagers regretted, and what they did on that day. About France, why he doesn't want to go to school that day, what was the reason of running very fast towards the school, and what were the things that were tempting him not to go to school. Again, here the author Alfonso Dot is talking about the careless behavior for education by the parents and the children. The parents were ignoring the child studies. They would rather prefer to send their children to work in the field to earn money rather than studying. Even Mr. M. Hamel, the French teacher, is blaming himself. And today he is saying that if the children of France are not able to read, write, speak their mother tongue, which is French, it is due to his fault also. Then the day or that day when Mr. M. Hamel was teaching the class, how the class behaved, what Mr. M. Hamel has said about the French language, that one of the most beautiful language in the world. That day, Franz, the narrator, who was not interested in going to school, who doesn't know anything about the French language, he enjoyed and he found his mother tongue to be very beautiful, very simple, very logical. And he thought that either Mr. M. Hamel had not taught the way he was teaching that day, or he had not taken interest. Even Mr. M. Hamel was becoming very nostalgic because for 40 years he had been teaching in this school. And all of a sudden, an order has come from Germany that no more French would be taught in the school. German would be taught, and so Mr. M. Hamel, who has given 40 years of precious life in this school, has to leave the school all of a sudden. He was emotionally broke down. And what he did at last, he wanted to teach everything to the student and the people of Alsace and Lorraine about the importance of their mother tongue, about the history of their country, which would be no more from tomorrow. Now, before we start with the chapter, let's see about the background of the chapter, about the story when it was set up. The story is set in the days of the Franco-Prussian War. Prussia was then consist of what are now a nation of Germany, Poland, and a part of Austria. The French district of Alsace and Lorraine were captured by Germans. The new master was to come the next day in a schools of ants to teach German in place of French. The story tells about the incident that happened that particular day when they came to know about the teaching of German in the French school and no more teaching of their mother tongue. How this news has brought a change in the life of the people of Alsace and Lorraine that day. Now, what is the theme? On what base this theme has been, chapter has been written? The story is shows depicts the pathos. Pathos means the pathetic condition of the whole situation about how people feel when they don't learn their own languages. Students, we neglect our language. We have got our own mother tongue which we speak at home. But what we feel embarrassed when we speak in front of the public. We always neglect some mother tongue. And I'm sure most of you don't know about your mother tongue, how to speak. Forget about reading and writing. So here also, that how people are feeling when they don't learn their language. It tells us about the significance, the importance of one's language in one's life from the very existence of race and how important it is to safeguard it. It says our language is an identity. If you go to South India, you will not find the people speaking Hindi. You will find them they are conversing in their own mother tongue. And they feel proud in that. If you go to Russia, if you go to China, if you go to Japan, you will find very less people they speak English. They are only speaking their mother tongue. If they go out of their country for some tourism, if they are visiting other countries, there you will find them, they always carry the guide with them because they don't know the language of that place where they are visiting, because they are very strongly attached with their mother tongue. Now, let's see an overview of the story, the last lesson. The story began one fine morning when we find little Franz hurrying off to school. Hurrying off to school, he was late for the school and was in great dread. Dread means fear of getting scolding from his French teacher. He was particularly anxious because he had not learned the rules of French participle, the homework, which was given by Mr. M. Hamel. And that day, Mr. M. Hamel is going to ask the question about the rules of participle from France. For a moment, he thought of running away and spending the days out. The weather was so warm. It was so bright. The birds were chirping at the edge of the woods and the open field back of sawmill. The Prussian soldiers were doing exercise. These things were tempting him, and it was stopping him not to go to school, but to stand and enjoy these things. But he was not having so much of courage to bunk the school. He rushed on his way, finally arriving to find a school which was strangely free from commotions that normally mark the beginning of the day. Usually, what happened? When the school used to begin, there used to be an hustles and bustles of sound, children of opening their desks, closing their desks, teachers rapping their ruler on the table. Everything could be heard from a far off distance, but that day everything was quiet, as if it was a Sunday morning. Franz felt very strange. Then Franz had packed heavily on usual commotion to quietly slip into his bench without attracting the attention of Mr. M. Hamel. However, he found that the garden outside the school was as silent as on Sunday morning. He looked through the window and saw his classmates already at their respective seats. Blushing, frightened, and ashamed because he knew that he would be punished, he would be beaten by Mr. M. Hamel as he was late for the school. So he was blushing also, he was feeling ashamed because if all of his classmates were already in the class. He quietly opened the doors and entered the classroom under the gaze of the student who had already assembled at their desks. Surprisingly, Mr. M. Hamel, instead of scolding him, instead of beating him, instead of punishing him, rather he was very kind towards him. And he doesn't reproach him and scolded him for being late, which was very unusual for him. But nothing happened. Mr. M. Hamel saw him and said very kindly, "Go to your place quickly, little Franz. We were beginning without you." It was very unusual for Franz. Why it was very unusual for Franz? Because earlier, whenever he used to be late for the school, he used to get scolding and beating from Mr. M. Hamel. But today, M. Hamel, instead of scolding him, punishing him, was talking him very politely, which he found it very unusual. It was only after he sat down that Franz noticed that his teacher was dressed in his best clothes. He had put on his green coat, a frill shirt, and his black silk cap, which he usually wore on a special occasion like inspection and prize days. Surprise! He also saw the elders of the village all huddled up in the classroom. He saw old Hauser, the former mayor, the former postmaster, and many others sitting on the back bench of class, all seated with a solemn look on their faces. While Franz began to guess the reason behind such an unusual day, Mr. M. Hamel dropped the bombshell. He announced something in the class. It was just like a bomb that somebody all of a sudden had dropped the bomb on them. He said, Mr. M. Hamel said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin, that is Germany, to teach only German in the schools of Essen-Loring. The new master will come tomorrow. This is your last French lesson, and I want you to be very attentive." Now, Franz was thinking that why there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board, why the blacksmith was saying that still there is a plenty of time. That is the news that the French was defeated by Germany, and now German would be taught instead of French. So all those unusual things which he saw that day, it is due to the news which had been there on the bulletin board. The knowledge that he must stop learning his own language gave him a new appreciation for his education. His book no longer felt like a nuisance. He regret all the time he spent procrastinating on his schoolwork, mishating, choosing instead to peek at the bird nest and go sliding on the saw. It was a last lesson and he didn't even know how to write. He wished that he had paid more attention to his studies instead of fooling around. So when he heard from Mr. M. Hamel that is going to be their last French lesson, because from next day new German teacher would come, German would be taught, no more French would be taught in their school. First, he felt that a news was very exciting because he hated to go to school. He never interested in learning his language. But today, when he heard it, he felt very sad. He felt bad. He was feeling sorry that why he had not given importance to his mother tongue. Why, instead of spending time outside, he should have given time to learn his mother tongue. And now, and now, he has to forego his mother tongue. He has to speak that language. He has to study that language which is not his own. Mr. E felt sad for M. Hamel, a man who had given 40 years of service to this place and who had been now told to leave it forever. He understood the regret of villagers. Even the villagers were feeling sorry that when there was a time to learn their mother tongue, to learn the French, at that time they were not serious. But today, when they had come to know that now no more speaking, learning, reading of their language, mother tongue, they have to speak a tongue, mother tongue, they have to study, they have to read that language which is not their own language. Now they are feeling sorry. The moment that French had dreaded arrived, he heard his name being called out for recitation, means the rules of participle which had been given to him as an homework. French stumbles and stammers. And now he was waiting for the worst because he knew that he was unable to give the answer. So he would get punished. But something unexpected happened. Instead of scolding Franz, M. Hamel uses the opportunity to address the gathered crowd about their inclination to put off the language. He is saying it is this neglect, he say, that not allow the Parisian invaders to question the village French identity. You called yourself to be French. You say you are French. You feel yourself to be French. But what is there to feel yourself to be proud on French? Because you hardly know your language, how to speak, how to read, how to write, and you call yourself French. He's telling to the people, the villagers and the student, that the German would laugh on them when they are going to call themselves French. Every day we have said to ourselves, "Bah, I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow." And now you see where we have come at. That's the great trouble with us. See, put off learning till tomorrow. Yes, dear student, we are also having a habit that we always put the work for tomorrow. If suppose we are having 5 days off, homework is given to us, we never do it. We say, yeah, leave it. We have got 4 days to do the homework. Now, when the next day comes, we say, okay, there are still 3 more days to come. They left. We can do the homework then. When the 2 days is left, oh, leave it. There is one more day to do the work. Hardly it will take a few minutes. But when the day comes to give the homework, you panic. You're not able to do the work. Then you suffer. So M. Hamel is saying that the people of Alsace and Lorraine had the habit of putting the work for tomorrow. And see now where they are standing. They are calling themselves to be French. But are they French? They are not French people because they don't know how to speak, read, and write their mother tongue. The German would laugh at them. Why? Because it is due to a negligence, due to a carelessness. We had not given importance to our language. Mr. M. Hamel said that in part it is French parents and he himself who are to be blamed if the children are not able to read, write, and speak their mother tongue. He is saying we have all a great deal to reproach ourselves, feeling sorry. Your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. They prefer to put you to work on farm or at the mill so as to have a little more money. And he is blaming himself also that when he was not interested to teach them, he used to send them to water the flower in his garden. Sometimes he used to give them an off to go for a fishing. So he is saying that if today the children of Alsace and Lorraine are not able to speak, read, write their mother tongue, that is French, it is not the children who is going to be blamed. It is the parents, because parents prefer to send their children to work rather than to study. He is blaming himself that whenever he was not interested to teach, he used to send the children to water the plant in his garden. Sometimes he used to give the children the off whenever he wanted to go for a fishing. Because when he is saying from one thing to another, Mr. M. Hammer spoke of the French language, saying it is the most beautiful language in the world, the most clearest, the most logical, that we must guard it among ourselves and never forget it. Because when people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had a key to their prison. Key to their prison. Okay. At last, he turned, Mr. M. Hamel turned to blackboard and wrote as large as he could, Viva la France, that is, long live France. And he was so filled up with emotion that he could not utter a word. So with a hand gesture, he left the class. Now, what is the message conveyed? We take things for granted and never really realize their worth until we lost them. Yes, it is human nature to postpone things with the mindset of doing them tomorrow, which we have come to know. France and villagers didn't realize the importance of their mother tongue until it was too late. Let's see the glossary. Apprentice, a trainer, an assistant, in unison at the same time, primer, basic reader of any language, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, cranky, a strange, short-tempered, reproach, blame. Let's see the video. It will be more, the chapter will be more clear to you. So, dear student, I hope the chapter is clear to you. Have a nice day.